This time next week will mark the one-year anniversary of the September 11th attack. It's hard not to reflect on what we were doing a year ago.
Yeah, we all have a story about where we were. Some famous names have shared their stories. NBC5's Marion Brooks joins us with their memories. Marion?
Mark and Allison, it is a question we have all asked and answered, but each of us in a different way. One Montana woman decided to write a book about those answers from 20 different people. Our beautiful city wasn't affected physically by September 11th, but we weren't spared emotionally. And we all have an answer to that question: where were you on September 11th?
I was pretty much glued to my TV at home.
I was scared to be in the city, and so I went by the beach because I figured if something were to happen in the Chicagoland area, I'd probably be safe by the lakefront.
Author Jeanette Reynolds was thousands of miles away in Montana, but visited New York shortly after the tragedy.
I was unable to shake the feelings, the emotions, and I was really surprised at my reaction to it.
It inspired her to learn how others felt. She'd already run an interview magazine and had the basic skills. Her first priority, diversity.
We have quite an interesting cross-section of people, from everyone from someone like a taxi cab driver in New York to Donald Trump.
Famed pastor Robert Schuller was in bed, awakened by his wife. He says, quote, "I felt total grief, weeping. I could not relate to this tragedy." Defense attorney Jerry Spence: "I did see the second crash live, and I was fascinated by the speculation from the television announcers. I mean, they were surprised. They were horrified. And then there were stories from everyday people." Reynolds ran into Anthony Fioriti on a New York street.
He was on what they call bucket brigade, and they actually sifted through the dust in Ground Zero to look for rings, tips of fingers, any sort of identifying body part that they could find, and that was part of his job.
But whether right there or right here, this young century has already clocked a moment in time that will never be forgotten.